Hey everyone, welcome back to English with Cheri, the podcast where we have real, everyday conversations in English so you can learn naturally just by listening. I'm your host, Cheri, and today I have my friend Nick here with me. Hey Nick.
Hey, Sherry. Really happy to be here. Thanks for having me again.
Of course. So today's topic is something that I think everybody is talking about right now, and I mean everybody, whether you are in the United States, in Europe, in Asia, it doesn't matter. People everywhere are saying the same thing. Everything is so expensive.
Right, yeah. You go to the store and you're just surprised every single time.
Every single time. So, in today's episode, Nick and I are just going to chat, talk about prices, about the cost of everyday things, groceries, rent, coffee, eating out, all of that. And as we talk, if we use a word that maybe is new or a little bit difficult, we will explain it very simply, so it's easy to understand. This episode is great for A1 and A2 level learners, but honestly, anyone can enjoy it. Okay, Nick, let's start. So, when did you first notice that things were getting more expensive?
Oh, that's a good question. I think for me, it was the grocery store. I went to buy my usual things, bread, eggs, milk, some vegetables, and I paid and I thought, wait, this is way more than before. I was kind of shocked actually.
Right. So, shocked means very surprised, in a bad way, usually. Like your eyes go wide and you think, wait, what? That's a great word, by the way. I was shocked. Okay, so yes, the grocery store. I feel that too. I went last week and I just bought, I don't know, maybe 10 things. And it was a lot of money for 10 things.
Yeah, it adds up so fast. And I think the word groceries, right? That just means food and other things you buy at the supermarket. For people learning English, that's a useful word to know. I need to buy groceries. I'm going grocery shopping.
Yes, groceries, good one. And adds up, that's a great phrase too, Nick. It adds up means small amounts become a big amount together. So you buy one thing, it's $3, you buy another thing, it's $4, and another thing, $2, and suddenly it's a lot of money. It adds up fast.
Exactly. You don't notice at first, but then, whoa. Okay, so what about eggs specifically? Because I feel like eggs are a really good example. They used to be so cheap.
Oh, eggs. Don't even get me started on eggs. I remember when a dozen means 12, by the way, when a dozen eggs was maybe $2, and now I think I paid close to $6 last time for the same eggs.
That's wild. Wild is informal English. It means very surprising. Like you can't believe it. It's almost crazy.
I love that you did that. Yes, wild, really good word. So you can say, that price is wild, or wow, that's wild. It means something is very surprising, maybe even hard to believe. Okay, and what about rent? Because I think rent is maybe the biggest problem for a lot of people, right?
Oh, rent. Yeah, rent is, it's a lot. So, rent, just to explain, is the money you pay every month to live in an apartment or a house that belongs to someone else. And the prices have gone up so much in the last few years.
They really have. And I think for a lot of young people especially, it's really hard. You work, you get paid, and then a big part of your money just goes straight to rent. You don't even see it, kind of.
Right. And there's a phrase people use to make ends meet. It means to have just enough money to pay for everything you need. Like you're not saving money, you're not spending extra, you're just surviving basically. And a lot of people say that right now, it's really hard to make ends meet.
That is such a useful phrase, to make ends meet. I love that one. So you might hear someone say, I work 2 jobs just to make ends meet. It means they need 2 jobs just to pay for their basic needs. Yeah, it's tough. So, one thing I've noticed is that eating out has also gotten really expensive. I sort of used to eat out a couple of times a week, and now I think twice about it.
Oh, totally. Eating out, that means going to a restaurant to eat instead of cooking at home. And yeah, it used to feel like a normal thing, a fun normal thing. Now it feels, I don't know, kind of like a treat.
Yes, a treat. That's a great word, too. A treat is something special that you do sometimes, not all the time. Like it's a reward for yourself. You work hard, so you treat yourself to a nice dinner. But when everything is so expensive, yeah, it does become more of a special thing.
And even fast food, right? Fast food is supposed to be, I guess, the cheap option, the affordable option. But now even a burger and fries at a fast food place can cost you 10, 12, $15. It's kind of unbelievable.
It really is. And affordable is a word we should explain. If something is affordable, it means it is not too expensive. You can pay for it without a big problem. So the opposite is unaffordable, something you cannot really pay for easily. And I think more and more things are becoming unaffordable for a lot of people.
Right. A regular coffee at a cafe now is what, 4, 5, $6? And if you get a fancy drink, a latte or a cappuccino, you could be paying $7 or $8 every day. If you do that every day, that's a lot of money over a month.
It really is. And I've heard people call this the latte factor. It's sort of an idea that small daily expenses, like buying a coffee every day, can add up to a lot of money over time. You might not think $5 is a big deal, but $5 every day for a month is around $150 just on coffee. Okay, so because of all this, I think a lot of people are trying to cut back. Does that make sense? Cut back means to reduce, to do something less or spend less. So you cut back on eating out, you cut back on coffee, you cut back on things you don't really need.
Yeah, totally. And I think that's where people start looking at their budget. A budget is basically a plan for your money. You look at how much money you have and you decide how much you will spend on different things, like maybe $50 for groceries, 30 for gas, and so on.
A budget, yes, that's such an important word. And honestly, I think more people are making budgets now because they have to. Prices are going up, but salaries are not always going up at the same speed. And a salary, by the way, is the money you earn from your job. Usually, you get it every 2 weeks or every month.
Right, so the prices go up, but your salary stays the same, and that means your money goes less far than before. There's actually a word for when prices keep going up over time. It's called inflation. You might hear that word a lot on the news.
Inflation, yes, that is a word that sounds difficult, but it just means prices are rising. Things cost more than they used to. So when there is high inflation, everything gets more expensive. Food, gas, rent, everything. And it's been a real problem in many countries recently.
Totally. And saving money, there are a lot of ways people try to do that now. Coupons, for example. A coupon is a small piece of paper or a digital code that gives you a discount. So instead of paying full price, you pay less.
Coupons, yes, and a discount means a reduction in price. So if something normally costs $20 and it is on sale for $15, that is a $5 discount. And when something is on sale, it means the price is lower than usual for a limited time.
Yeah, and I know people who plan their whole shopping trip around what's on sale. Really smart. And another big thing I've been hearing, cooking more at home, right? Instead of eating out all the time.
Yes, cooking at home is a great way to save money. And to cook, you need ingredients. An ingredient is one item you use to make a meal, like flour or butter or tomatoes. When you buy your own ingredients and cook at home, it is so much cheaper than eating out.
For sure, it all adds up, right? And when I think about everything together, the rent, the groceries, the gas prices, there's a phrase I keep hearing, cost of living. Is that the right way to say it?
Yes, exactly. Cost of living, that is the phrase. It means how much money you need to live in a place. Rent, food, transportation, utilities, all of your regular expenses together. And when the cost of living is high, it means you need a lot of money just to have a normal life.
Right, and utilities is another good word. Utilities are things like electricity, water, and gas for your home, the services that make your home run. And those prices have gone up too.
Everything has gone up. I mean, honestly, it can feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Overwhelming means it's so much that you feel you can't handle it, like too much to deal with. You look at all your bills and your expenses, and you just feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, I get that feeling. But I also think there are things you can do, small steps, like making a list before you go shopping so you don't buy extra things, buying store brand products instead of name brand products. A store brand product is one made by the supermarket itself, not a famous company. It's usually cheaper, but the quality is often very similar.
Yes, store brand versus name brand. That's such a practical tip. And honestly, for most things, pasta, canned tomatoes, cereal, the store brand is just as good. People pay more for name brands partly because of the packaging and the advertising, but the food itself is often nearly identical. Small changes really do add up. And I guess the other thing is, you're not alone. I think that's really important to say. When everything feels expensive, it can feel like maybe you're doing something wrong. But no, it's not just you. It's a real global situation. Millions of people are in the same position.
Right. And if anything, talking about it, sharing the experience with others, I think that helps too. It's why conversations like this matter. You realize, oh, other people feel this way too. I'm not imagining it.
You are definitely not imagining it. Okay, I want to do a quick little review before we wrap up, because I think we used a lot of really good words and phrases today. Let's just go through a few of them. Nick, can you remind us of some?
Sure. So, groceries, that's food and household items from the supermarket. Rent, the money you pay each month to live somewhere that belongs to someone else. Affordable, not too expensive, something you can pay for without too much difficulty. Inflation, when prices keep rising over time. And make ends meet, to have just enough money to pay for your basic needs.
Right, and a few more. Eating out means going to a restaurant. A treat is something special you do sometimes as a reward. To cut back means to reduce, to spend less or do something less. A budget is your plan for money, and to track your spending means to watch and record where your money goes. Those are all really useful words for everyday life.
Really useful, yeah. And all of them came up in a real natural conversation, which is exactly how learning works best, I think. You hear words in context and they stick.
They really do stick. Okay, well, I think that's a great place to wrap up. Wrap up means to finish, to end. So we are wrapping up today's episode. Nick, any final thoughts?
Just keep going, you know? If you're learning English and things feel hard sometimes, just keep going. Every conversation you listen to, every new word you pick up, it all adds up. Kind of like expenses, but in a good way. It adds up to something great.
I love that. It all adds up. That is such a perfect way to end. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for listening to English with Cheri today. I really hope this episode was helpful and fun. And remember, the best way to improve your English is to listen a lot, speak without fear, and enjoy the process.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please follow or subscribe to the show. It helps a lot, and it means you won't miss any new episodes. We release new episodes regularly, so there's always something new to learn.
Yes, please subscribe. And if you want to, you can leave us a review or share the podcast with a friend who's learning English. That really means the world to us. All right, until next time, keep practicing, keep listening, and keep going. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye, everyone.